Hello guys, I am back from another video and today we're talking about what the deco was in Hazbin Hotel. So, in the last video deco, well, after getting ready to go to the Happy Hotel, well, Izuku met, Charlie, Vaggy, and the rest of the employees, quote unquote, of the Happy Hotel. So, after looking around, it's just a bit of like banter until they were, interrupted by Sir Pentious, Sir Pentious was, beaten to the ground by, Alistair instantly. So, yeah. So, after that, Izuku and, well, and Husker decide to go to the casino where they decide to gamble a little bit until they met a girl by the name of Half and Half, where she wiped the floor with Husker. She literally obliterated him in the first round of gambling with her. So, when Izuku stepped up to the plate, Izuku defeated her. She was impressed. So after that, Izuku came back home and basically fell asleep. So yeah, so let's talk about what happens next. So Izuku is basically just working out some paperwork. As Izuku gets interrupted by well his friend Pestilence, which is one of Izuku's employees. As Pestilence says this, "Hey boss, it seems that we have another client." Izuku says this, "Wait, really? So, who is it?" As Izuku looks at the papers, as it's a person that, well, apparently he wants to have somebody killed. The man's name is Dr. Arkaville. Izuku says this, "Okay, Pestilence, you can just go now. Just kill that guy and just get the money from him, okay?" As Pestilence says this, "Okay, boss." So, after going onto his, skull, horse skull shaped bike, he starts going off. For Izuku, he was just working, for the whole day. Izuku was just, after working, Izuku decides to, go around town and basically, just look around. As Izuku sees an interesting sight. Izuku sees some cherubs. I don't know what are cherubs, they're basically the opposite to imps. So, Izuku thought in his mind, cherubs. I'm guessing they're fallen or condemned to, hell. Izuku checks one of them out. Well, one of the cherubs said this, "Please don't hurt us." Izuku says this, "Why would I hurt you? Besides, you don't have any worth." As the cherub says this, "So you give mercy to us?" Izuku says this, "Yeah, I don't really give a fuck." As one of them, which is a cherub that's, in the shape of, I mean, the cherubs in, like, the, basically from, the Hell of a Boss universe. Cherubs basically just look like, sheep mixed with people. That's basically what they are. One of them, which looks like a girl. Um, well, the girl said this, or the cherub that looks like a girl said this. Can you give us a job? We don't have a place to stay." Izuku says, "What are your talents?" As the cherub that looks like a girl said this, "I'm really good at helping people." Izuku says this, "How about you?" As the one that Izuku talked to first, well well I'm guessing it's thinking that it's a boy, but I'm kind of tempting to make it a girl, but actually I should just make it a boy. He says this. I'm really good at, well, um, defeating bad guys. Izuku says this. Good enough. Come here. So Izuku, after, well, basically carrying them like like barrels, just basically like whoop, like you literally just carry them like barrels, like on his shoulders. Izuku brings them to his mansion and tells his maid to basically help them out. So after giving them a change of clothes, Izuku says this. So you're gonna be my brand new employees. So I need you to take care of this request. I said this. Really? What is this? As they look, this request basically says that they had to kill a certain man or demon. Apparently, well, this demon was basically basically taken over an area of, well, the client's, well, land. So, they said this. We had to kill that guy? It's just morally wrong. And Izuku says this. Well, how did you even get to hell here? Like, like seriously, how? As they said this. Oh, yeah. As they said this. Okay, boss, we'll try and kill that guy. Yeah. Ezekiel says this. Good. Just make sure to not let, well, any survivors basically, well, escape. As they said this. Right. So, the maid said this. You're basically just like a father. Ezekiel says this. I don't really give a fuck. Ezekiel gets a pack of cigarettes and Ezekiel starts smoking it. Ezekiel says this. I made something a little bit more good. Hey, can you give me another one? As she says this. Sure. So, after getting a, well, a weird looking pack of cigarettes, Ezekiel says this. Not bad. What what brand is this? As, well, she said this. Well, it's from a company that's, well, pretty much out of business. Ezekiel says this. Oh man. So these are on the this is the only pack left. As she says this. Yeah. Ezekiel says this. Well damn. Hey, wanna have a whiskey? As she says this. Um, sure. So, after a bit of drinking and talking, she says this. So, Mr. Izuku, you don't really know my real name, right? Izuku says this. Or at least my nickname, says the maid. Izuku says this. Yeah, so what's actually your real name? As she says this. Well, people just call me maid, but most of my friends, or at least my friends that are not in hell, well, they just call me, um, wait for a second. They call me Giant Fist. Izuku says this. Giant Fist? Let me guess. You fist people. As she says this. No, not like that. I mean, back in the day, when I was, well, not in hell, I used to be human. In fact, I had a quirk. Ezekiel says this. Really? As she says this. Yeah, my quirk back then was a gigantification quirk, but unfortunately, it only worked with my hands. Ezekiel says this. So, I'm guessing people that like fisting actually likes it. As she says this. Can you please stop? It's not funny. Anyway, my family, they didn't really wanted me. So, I was, well, thrown onto the streets. I decided to rob people. Even sometimes I had to kill people. And when I got shot by a policeman, oh, I came to hell. Izuku says this. Really? Huh. Wait for a second. Izuku says this. Really? Huh. I actually didn't tell you my story. Ashi says this. Wait, really? Oh yeah, I didn't. Well, Ezekiel says this. Don't worry. Back in my day, I was quirkless. Ashi says, wait, quirkless? Ezekiel says this. Yeah, people just mocked at me, saying that a quirkless kid could never be a hero. So, back when I was still alive, when I was about to commit suicide, a man by the name of Toshinori Yagyu arrived. He said that he wanted me to become a hero, and saying that he wants to, well, give me his quirk. As she says this, that's crazy. Izuka says this, yeah, agreed. She, well, said also this, oh yeah, then why did he ask you ask you that? Izuka says this, well, apparently he's All Might. As she said this, wait, the All Might, the number one hero? Izuka says this, yeah, I never actually believed it myself, but anger and rage took over me. I climbed up the roof and climbed the fence and jumped to my death. And because of that, well, Yagyo, or All Might, or whatever the fuck he's called, well, he wanted to have a successor anyway. As, well, Gigantafist, or whatever I'm gonna call her. Actually, I'm just going to give her a nickname. Let's just gonna call her. Let's just gonna call her F, like for fist, or just fist. As Izuka says this. So yeah, that's my story. It's a pretty shitty one. Not gonna lie. As she says this, you kind of sound like me. Izuka says this. A little bit, I guess. Anyway, I'll be going around town, so maybe lock up the, well, maybe try and lock up the mansion for now. You want to come? Ashi says this. Um, sure. So yeah. So both of them get out of the mansion as they start going off to, well, to Pentagram City to just look around. So in Pentagram City, well, it's basically like a, well, just imagine like on the, well, like city, like a, just just imagine New York mixed with, well, England mixed with like several other cultures, just basically like that. Actually, just America. I mean, it is it's basically just a cultural melting pot. Not gonna lie. So yeah, so him and Fist basically started going around and just, well, just enjoy, just basically enjoying themselves. Basically just going through malls, just basically like normal, like, how do I say it? Like friend stuff, I guess. So after a bit of, well, shopping, Izuka says this. Ugh, that felt fun. As she says this, yeah, I actually feel quite happy. Izuka says this. Huh? As she says this, I didn't have enough money back in, well, back when I was alive. I didn't have enough money to do these things. But now I feel so warm. Hmm. Izuka says this. Alright, let's just go. I'm guessing that bitch, what's her name? As right on freaking cue. Well, they see Velvet. Velvet looks at Izuku with the heart eyes, like basically the heart eyes, like all pulsating and like that. She says this. Izuku. Izuku says this. Oh god. As Fist says this. Who's that Izuku? Izuku, as Izuku says this. You don't know her? She's one of the three V's. As she says this. Wait, one of the three V's? Izuku says this. Let's just run. So they started running as Velvet says this. So you're playing cat and mouse, eh? So I'll find you. As she starts chasing after, well, Izuku and, well, Fist. So, yeah. So, after a while, well, Fist basically brings Izuku to, well, a back alleyway where, well, Velvet couldn't find them. Velvet says this, "Oh, Izuku, where are you?" As she hears the sound of like a trash can basically while roll, as she says this, "Izuku, are you over there?" As she starts running towards that place, Izuku says this, great thinking. As she says this, so why are you running away from, well, one of the three V's, Velvet? Izuku says, well, she's completely insane. I mean, she kidnapped me and freaking forced me to be her boyfriend. As she says this. Wait, really? Ezekiel says this. Yeah, she's one crazy bitch. As she says this. Um, I agree. So, after looking around, they started going off as they get back to the mansion. As, wait for a second. Fist says this. That was hard. Izuku says this. Yeah. Um, Izuku. I meant, Izuku says this. Just call me. Wait for a second. Just call me Nightwalker next time, okay? As she says this. Um, sure. So she basically says this. I'm gonna be going to sleep now, so night. Izuku says this. Night. So she starts going into her own quarter, well, mansion, as she goes to sleep. But for Izuku, Izuku decides to, well, go gambling. When Izuku goes back to the casino, well, Izuku sees half and half. The girl that Izuku met and won at the casino last time. You'll probably know her from, well, the last video. So, yeah. So, half and half was fighting with some guys trying to hit on her. One of the guys said this, "Hey, how about you try and have some fun, baby girl?" Like they're completely drunk. As she says this, "I'm currently busy, and besides, I'm gonna be talking with somebody else. Sorry about that. I'm gonna be playing with somebody else." As one of the guys basically grabs her by the, well, by the arm as he says this, "Oh, come on, we're much more fun than those guys." As Ezekiel says this, "Alright, think I should just better step in." As one of the guys said this, "You're you're stepping in our way. This is a private matter." As the other guy said this, "Yeah, you want to get beaten up or something?" Ezekiel says this, annoying. Ezekiel grabs his, well, holy tipped blade, or his blessed tipped, well, blade, as the guys basically see it, as they said this, hey, calm down, man." As the other guy said this, "So that's a holy tipped blade, so I'm guessing you're a overlord." Ezekiel says this, "Yes. So it's better for you to not try and, well, provoke her." As, well, half and half said this, "Izuku." Izuku says this, "Oh, hey, half and half. So, do you want to have some fun?" As she says this, "Oh, hell yeah. I can't wait to get some, well, some more money from that." So they started going off and basically started, well, doing the whole night, just basically gambling. Like, all freaking night. Or at least, what day is it in, well, in that area of hell. So, yeah, wait for a second. So, it's basically just been, well, just all night, just basically just gambling. As when they were done, well, Izuka said this. Ooh, I got on a lot of money. How about you, half and half? As she says this. Yep, pretty much. Izuku says this. Holy cow, that's a lot. As she says, well, I did, well, do a lot of, well, gambling. Back when it was, well, when I first came here, actually. Izuku says this. Huh. Let's try and spend some, well, money. I mean, we have a lot of money to basically burn. As she says this. Agreed. So, after a bit of, well, shopping and basically just partying, I guess, well, Izuku and half basically started leaving as half and half said this. So, Izuku, do you want to go to the, well, park? Izuku says this. Sure. So, half and half and Izuku were just basically resting at the park as, well, half and half says this. This place feels much more comfortable than the, well, than the hellish, from the hellish hellhole in, well, in the, well, human world. Izuku says this. Agreed. That place, it's filled with so much corruption. As she says this. Yeah. Izuku says this. Wait, half and half. You never really told me about, well, your past. As she says this. Oh yeah. I just prefer to just forget about it. Izuku says this. What do you mean by forget about it? As she says this. Well, let's just say that my father, well, forced me to basically, well, do something I didn't want to do. As Izuku says this. So, who's your father? As she says this. Well, he's known as the number 2 hero, Endeavor. Izuku says this. Wait, Endeavor? So that means you're... As she says this. Yeah, I'm Shoto Todoroki, the so-called Gray's creation of Endeavor. I hate it. Izuka says this. Wait, but but there was like, but as she says this, so you died, well, a little bit more, well, recently, I guess. Well then, allow me to indulge you, well, what really happened to me. My father, sh- well, Endeavor, he was abusive. He used his power to basically started, well, bribing people to basically, well, use his influence to basically indulge himself. But when he became the second, well, best hero in Japan, well, he wanted to, well, make me the number one. He forced me to basically endure all of that training. He even used, well, steroids on me, experimental ones, in fact, that made me deform my body, and it's not helping that I gotten seizures from it. Not only that, as half and half starts crying, my mother died because of it. It's all Endeavor's fault. Izuka says this. Uh, half and half. As she says this, it doesn't matter anymore. I mean, this world is already shitty enough. And if Endeavor comes to hell, well, I'm gonna be greeting him with a hellish intent to murder him. Izuka says this. Okay, guess I'll be leaving now. As she says this. Maybe next time, Izuku? Izuka says this. Just call me, um, wait for a second. Just call me me Nightwalker. As she says this. Alright, Nightwalker. Ezekiel says this. So, just, well, try not to kill anybody. And if you want to have, well, anybody, well, killed or assassinated, just call my company. Izuku brings out a business card as she says this. An assassination guild? Never heard of it. Izuku says this. Oh yeah, I recently made my company after, well, I killed the overlord of that area and took it over. As she says this. Interesting. Okay, bye. Maybe see you next time. Izuku says this. Yeah, see you next time. So yeah, after getting back to his, well, to his mansion, he decides to, well, just do some more work until, well, Izuku senses something is wrong. So, after going around all of the rooms in his mansion, well, Izuku felt something in the back of his, well, head. Izuku looks as it's, well, a man with some sort of, well, skull mask. As he says this. Sorry, but it's mistress's orders. He says this. Who the hell are you? As Izuku gets shot at, as the shot was some sort of, well, tranquilizing bullet. Izuku felt like he's about to get knocked out. As the man says this. Miss Velvet wants to see you, so nighty night. Izuku says this. Velvet. Uh, Izuku falls basically to sleep. Okay then. So that will be the end of this episode. So I hope you liked the video. Comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye.